every single year as a Detroit Lions fan, I know a lot of you guys can relate to this. There's always some trade rumor that just pops up on my timeline, and I know it pops up on a lot of your guys' timeline. And it's always this infatuation with getting another receiver. And Davante Adams right now, the Las Vegas Raiders, it's not working out between them. It clearly isn't. They're open to trading him. He already came out and asked, "Hey, I want to be traded as well." You could just tell it's always been kind of a weird fit there. He already came out with his two preferred teams, the New Orleans Saints and the New York Jets. We'll see what the Raiders do. But I can't help but see this. And shout out to Honolulu Blues for putting it out. But it's basically just a screenshot of the article, the original article. And it was Graziano, who's a pretty reputable source in the NFL. He comes out and says, well, the Jets, Cowboys, Commanders, and Lions are among potentially interested teams with enough cap space to trade for Adams now. And that is basically where the argument ends. It's like, hey, the Lions have money. They can go get Davante Adams. But here's the problem, okay? And Graziano obviously is not very familiar with what the Lions, where their weaknesses are, what they need. I will say this once again, because you guys know I came out with a video here on Crunch Time Sports months ago asking for Matthew Judon. And I thought it just made a ton of sense. I knew Judon would play on the contract he currently has, and I knew he wouldn't cause any issues, and that's exactly what he's doing with the Falcons. I stand by that same point. If the Lions are going to make a trade, it is not going to be for a wide receiver, even of the caliber of Davante Adams. They don't need one. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's already as great as he is, Jameson Williams, who's starting to come into his own, and he's been a very solid number two. And now you have Tim Patrick, who they got for pennies, who's playing very well. And then, of course, you have Sam Laporta, who, he's a tight end, but I like to look at him as basically a receiver. That's what he is. So they have enough. And they have two great running backs, and both of them can catch out of the backfield as well. And you could put Jameer in the slot. Like they have enough offensive weapons. It does not make any sense at all to add Devontae Smith. How? You can barely there's only one football, but you can barely feed the guys you currently have, and you're going to bring in Devontae, who's a big time personality, and a very good player, by the way, but someone that's expecting to, I don't know, get fed way more than he is with the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're going to bring him onto the Lions to be a third option. It makes absolutely zero sense. You know what does make sense is if the Bengals keep losing and you reach out to them and try and get Trey Hendrickson, or you look around the league and you look at teams that aren't having a successful season, and maybe they want to sell off some assets, specifically on the edge. Because I'll tell you one thing, Josh Pascal, very solid. He's good against the run. He does his job, but they just need more. You need more pass rush juice, especially after James Houston looks the way he looks. Like, that's just the reality. James Houston is not what he was his rookie year. He's way worse. And he played some snaps against the Seahawks, and half of them were penalties. It was a disaster. And they don't have enough on the edge. And John Kaminsky, even though he's not the answer, he's out for basically most of the season anyway. And you have Davenport ruled out for the entire season. So the Lions, if they make a trade, which I believe they will, I've been saying at the deadline, I think they acquire an edge, even when they had Davenport. It's going to be a defensive player, and it's going to be a defensive lineman, specifically an edge rusher. So, and again, I don't know where you guys are at with this. I've seen a couple outlets post about, Davante Adams. It makes zero sense. It just does. And we do this. It was the T. Higgins thing. T. Higgins. Like, guys, what are we doing? Why is adding any player on offense an actual conversation? Like, we know what this offense is. They have to figure out how to get the ball to the playmakers they have. And you want to add another guy who's going to demand a ton of targets? Like, no. What you need to do is go add a big-time edge, or just someone that's good. It doesn't have to be, Max Crosby would be great. If you're going to trade for a Raider, it'd be him. I doubt they get rid of him. But somebody. And I don't think you'll get, unless you get Trey Hendrickson, a caliber of player as they could have had in Judon. But they just need someone that can help Aiden out and help this defensive line out, because they have pieces. Aiden's Aiden. We know what he is. Aleem and DJ are very good. I think they need a bookend. They need a guy on the other side of Aiden that can just win one-on-ones, that can cause some havoc, especially on passing downs. And someone ideally that can be as good against the run, because that's always great. You don't want a one-trick pony either. So I'm curious what the Lions do, what Brad Holmes' approach is. I mean, he knows and he's self-aware enough to know that you're entering this win now window, but also, hey, we have a good team. You're chasing a Super Bowl. You need an edge, go get one. Like, go make a move. Even if you have to give a pickup. We know how good Brad Holmes is at drafting players. I don't sweat as much about one pick as I used to with other GMs of the Lions. Like, this guy can draft a Pro Bowler in the 6th round or draft a Pro Bowler in the 3rd round. I mean, if you trade away a 4th round pick, who cares? You get a player that can help you right now and a player that could help you when you get deep in the playoffs and you need a consistent pass rush. Maybe he makes a game-winning play. You never know. So that's where I think the Lions should go with this. I've been set on it, and I still believe it. But where are you guys at with the Davante Adams rumors? Are you for it? Are you against it? Or are you with me? You're against it, and the only player they should trade for is an edge. And please, I know it's not all you guys. Let's just get this Davante Adams stuff out of the way. Can we just stop? No more. And it's Graziano's fault for even putting them as a suggestion because they have money. Come on. What are we doing here? Jameson Williams just emerged. And that's where your head's at, Graziano. The Cowboys other teams he put in there make kind of sense. Okay, yeah, CD needs a number 2. Do you watch the Lions? Their problems aren't offensively. Well, slightly, but in terms of offensive talent, I'm talking about. The problem is getting another guy on the other side of Hutch because the defense is actually playing pretty well besides the second half of the Seahawks game. They just need a bookend. I just don't know if Josh Pascal's the answer, personally. And I like Josh Pascal, but a huge fan of him since they drafted him. He just hasn't taken the steps necessary. I think he's gotten better each week he's played, but I just don't know if he'll be enough. They just need some more depth on that edge to help Aiden. But comment down below, leave your thoughts. Continue to show support. You guys have been doing a great job. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. Love to see it, and just continue showing support. And tune into our live show, 8 to 10 p.m. weekdays. Until next time, I'll catch you guys. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.